Hello everyone, welcome back to the Honeybee Stamps YouTube channel and a Pet-tastic product spotlight featuring the Paws and Purrs red rubber stamps and coordinating dies. So first I want to give you a look at what these beautiful images look like, and there are coordinating dies to go with each little kitty cat. Okay, so here are those beautiful red rubber stamps. Now, I'm not going to use the coordinating dies today because I'm going to create a whole little kitty cat background like pattern paper. So I have my Misty. Now the pad or the like raised inside of that Misty is taken out because we need to have room for those nice detailed red rubber stamps. And I am arranging these little kitty cats into a background. Now, once I'm happy with the initial arrangement, make sure everybody is nice and straight. I'm going to kind of move these around to where I'm happy with the design I've got. I'm going to pick the red rubber stamps up with the door of my Misty. Now, this is all of the stamps in that stamp set. I believe there are, yep, 5 all together. And I'm just going to ink these up with our intense black ink. I'm going to stamp these down and kind of give all of those little kitty cats a press all over. Make sure all of that wonderful detail is transferred onto the cardstock. Now, I want that black ink just a little bit richer and deeper, so I'm going to ink up those little kitty cats again and then stamp those down again, and you can see these stamp just beautifully. Now, I have cleaned off my stamps with a damp cloth, and then I'm going to rearrange these again and fill in the gaps to the background. Now, there are lots of different techniques that you can do with red rubber stamps. You can stamp these in black ink just like I've done, color them in with your Copic markers, you could color them in with colored pencils. They're beautiful, just stamped just like they are, just on, this is like a pale gray cardstock that I'm stamping on. They're beautiful just like that. You can die cut them and do, whatever you would like. Okay, I am fiddling with my little kitty cats here to get the perfect final arrangement. I am going to ink up these final 4 little cats, get those stamped down. Some are hanging off the edges, as you'll see. At the top, we're just going to see the little feet and the fur on a couple of the cats. On the bottom, we're just going to see a couple of the little heads. They're so pretty. And when I am happy with how all of this is looking, I'm going to take this paper out and I'm going to make sure that it is really good and dry. Looks like I'm going to add one more little image in that little spot that I had over there. Don't leave any spots open. And I'm going to get that little cat. Looks like a little Siamese cat. I am not good with my cat breeds. We don't have cats. I know that is hard to believe in the Cahoot Zoo. I don't have kitty cats. We would love to have kitty cats, but some of my family are allergic. So that is so sad because I think cats are so sweet. And I'm just going to keep moving this little guy around and get those open areas filled in. That way we don't have any big open gaps, and get his little tail on that side. And then now I think I am finally happy with how this background paper is looking. And I'm going to make sure this is taken out, make sure it is well dried because I don't want to smear any of my nice black ink. But look how pretty that is. It looks just like a beautiful pattern paper. Now, once this is dried, I'm taking my Copic markers, and this is a little bit extra. You totally do not need to do this because they're beautiful just stamped in black, just like that. I'm just adding a little bit of color here and there. So I've got a warm gray, and I'm adding that to that really furry little kitty cat. Maybe that's like a Maine Coon, maybe, and it's a larger size cat. So I'm adding just some warm grays there. If you have little ginger cats or little calico cats, you can make them, any color you like. So I'm just going to go around on my kitty cats. I'm not coloring in the whole cat. I'm just adding little bits here and there just to be a little hint of color. Maybe adding a little pink to the ears, a little pink to their little cheeks. Just for a little, pop of color here and there. I do add a little bit of browns to this really pretty kitty cat that I'm working on up there to the top. I'm going to make sure I get all of their little ears and some of their little cheeks. And that's just to add just a little hint of color to this background. To finish up, some of the little kitty cats got the brown, as I mentioned, just a little hint here and there. And then I did go in with my favorite black glaze gel pen and added their little noses, little black noses. And then I'm going in the in-between area on the open parts of the cardstock and adding just little dots of white gel pen, just here and there. You can add white gel pen onto their stripes and it helps it stand out really nice. A really nice white opaque gel pen. You can add white little stripes, white fur, and so that's what I'm doing, just to add some little details here and there. But again, these stamps could really just stand on their own, or you can have fun with it and just add color here and there. I am using the Pet-tastic sentiment set and coordinating dies. I start out with black cardstock here, but I quickly switch, and I'm going to go through this process with you. I quickly switch and stamp it onto white because I was not happy with the white embossing powder on black paper. I'm horrible at that. And I thought that I could do this and get a really nice, crisp um, embossing of that cute little sentiment. But alas, I just left this in there. If any time you emboss, you want to use an anti-static powder, you see that really cloudy, dusty look over the black paper. I stamped it in embossing ink. It says, "You're simply perfect," which is amazing with these little kitty cats. And I'm going to heat set this. And as I mentioned before, I wasn't happy with how it turned out on black paper. If you guys have a better way to use white embossing powder on black paper, I would love to hear it down in the comments. So add that on there for me. But you can see I wimped out. I stamped black ink on white paper and just left it as is. I'm going to add a narrow foam dot to the back side of this just to pop up the sentiment just a little bit. And I almost hate to add this sentiment over the top of those cute little kitties, but all this really needs with those pretty cats is just a nice sentiment that you're simply perfect, and then we have a finished card. Now, I love the way, look at this close up. Look at all those details in those little kitty cats. And I am so happy with how my handmade kitty cat pattern paper using the Paws and Purrs red rubber stamps turned out. Now, this set does have a coordinating die set, so make sure you check out that. And check out the description box below for all of the Pet-tastic release information. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.